My father was a war crimes investigator in Europe after World War II, and we often talked about his experiences. I was reading the work of Raoul Hilberg, who wrote about the destruction of European Jews in the Holocaust.
We've long known that the process of destruction was an undertaking step by step.
I realized that there was a chain of destruction, that what he was talking about could be expressed by links in a chain around the world in more than one society. People do the same things again and again, decade after decade, century after century. Now, this chain of destruction begins with the phase we can call identification, in which the group of people is identified as a cause for problems in society. People start to perceive their fellow citizens as bad, they're evil. They used to be worthwhile people, but now all of a sudden, for some reason, their lives are worthless. The second link in the chain of destruction is ostracism, by which we learn how to hate these people, how to take their jobs away, how to make it harder for them to survive. People lose their place to live. Often they're forced into ghettos where they're physically isolated, separate from the rest of society. The third link is confiscation. People lose their rights, civil liberties. The laws themselves changed, so it's made easier for people to be stopped on the street, patted down, searched, and for their property to be confiscated. Now, once you start taking people's property away, you can start taking the people themselves away. And the fourth link is concentration. Concentrate them into facilities such as prisons, camps. People lose their rights. They can't vote anymore, have children anymore. Often their labor is exploited in a very systematic form. And the final link in the chain of destruction is annihilation. Now, this might be indirect, by, say, withholding medical care, or withholding food, preventing further births. Or it might be direct, where death is inflicted, where people are deliberately killed. These steps tend to happen of their own momentum, without anybody forcing them to happen. I think a lot of people would be disturbed and outraged by the thought that any part of this process could be going on in America, that I realized that some of these same steps were happening.
All we want to do is break the chains off me. All we want to do is break free.
Coming up on Our Common Ground, next Saturday, 10 p.m., broadcasting brave, bold, and black. Please join us next week on Our Common Ground as we talk about the process of the destruction of our community. How we stop it is how we understand it. I'm Janice Grant, and I'll be listening for you.
All we want to do is be free. All we want to do is be free.